residence in each of our inns. And so wherever I'm working, I'm living on premises. And so it is like coming to stay with family.
Yeah.
Only a little bit better, because I think we sometimes treat people better than their family would, you know. Because first of all, we're not rushing them out the door,
Yeah.
you know, and it's not a hassle for us. This is what we do, and we love to do this. And it's about pampering the guests when they come. I think anybody would love coming home to a warm bath already drawn, and to nice music playing, and to candles flickering.
Yeah.
So we'll do it for single women as well. We have typically not done it for single men. I know that sounds a bit sexist, but I think they would be like, what's going on here?
Like, is somebody about to come
right, exactly. Yeah, that's all. We don't go any further than the candles and the rose petals. But it's a nice little treat. But that's the extent that we go to make sure that we exceed expectation and that our guests have an amazing experience.
What is special about having a bed and breakfast? Like, is it meeting all of these different people with different backgrounds?
Yeah. First of all, you get to live in an amazing house. I mean, house was built in 1860. There are 18 guest rooms. It has all of its original details: fireplaces, hardwood parquet floors, gas lanterns that have been converted to electricity. So just being able to live in these incredible inns is a big plus for what I do. But also the ability to meet all of these incredible people who come and become part of your family, if only for one night. That is amazing, and we host guests from all over the world. And then I would say, following up on meeting the incredible people, is to create an amazing experience for them when they stay with us. I really get into surprising them, helping guys who are going to propose make it incredibly special for the woman that they're proposing to. Being a part of that happiness that couples share. We had a couple last night who celebrated their 1-year anniversary this morning, and everybody at the table, we all clinked our glasses, our juice glasses. There's something that happens that spirit leads the right people at the table at the right time, because there's all of these connections that people make, and we discover that, oh my goodness, you're a principal, I'm a principal. Then they got that conversation going. Oh, you're in the sorority, I'm in that same sorority. Oh, we're sorors. Okay, they have that conversation going. So, I mean, all of that's happening at the table. And, you know, that's quite special.
Where did you get most of your artifacts from, and where did you get the inspiration to put these in here?
Oh,
it makes you feel like you're in like an old Bedstuy experience.
In decorating it, I really wanted to be true to that period of time. So I do have lots of antiques, but at the same time wanted to inject our cultural flavor. And I found that the Victorian antiques mesh very nicely with the Afrocentric sensibility. So I'll have antique sofas covered in African textiles. Instead of a dry floral arrangement, I'll have real cotton, you know, in a vase. The guest rooms all reflect kind of a flavor that stems from the African American experience. So I have a room called Black Memorabilia, which I just redesigned. It used to be very country inspired. It felt like going back down south to grandma's house. And Black Memorabilia now means to me more kind of James Vandersea, if you talk about, you know, sharp photographs in black and white of us in our finery strutting down the streets of Harlem, right? So that's where I've gone with that room. And my honeymoon suite is called Jumping the Broom. So it celebrates that whole cultural experience. It's a very romantic room. And then I have a room called Regal Retreat, which is just very royal, you know, when you think about regality. And that's who we are as a people, very regal, very proud people. And so that room reflects that. It's probably the most masculine in feeling as well, because it has the darker colors, the richer textiles. And then there's the Ashanti suite, which is the most Afrocentric. And I do have African artifacts in there. Most of my pieces come from either Kenya or Ghana. And unfortunately, I have not had the pleasure and privilege of making that pilgrimage myself. But I have a friend who imports and brings things back for me, which is great. And then there's just things that I love, and that's what a bed and breakfast should be. It should reflect the character and personality of the inn owner.
What is the future of Akwaaba? Are you trying to open up more locations in different cities, LA, trying to do something overseas?
No, actually, I promised my husband that there would be only 4, because the concept was one for every season of the year.
But where'd you get that concept from?
It was a dream. I just felt like, you know, where do I want to be? And I felt like every season I want to be in a special place for me that I love, a city that I love. And I love DC because it's my hometown. So DC is for the spring and the cherry blossoms. It's lovely.
Yeah.
I love New York because it's where I've made home, and I love New York in the fall. And then Cape May is adorable. That's where I first stayed in the bed and breakfast in Cape May, New Jersey, on the Jersey Shore. My husband and I stayed in the bed and breakfast 21 years ago. And the irony or the beauty of that story is 21 years later, it's now called Akwaaba, and we own it. And that was our very first bed and breakfast experience. So that's in Cape May. And then there was
as
New
Oprah would
Orleans.
say, it was a full circle moment.
That's it. That's exactly right. That's how we see it. So my husband keeps telling me the circle is complete. This is it. Stop. You know, no more. And so I think that once we complete this project in the Poconos, which will be really the jewel and the crown for Akwaaba, it's going to be an amazing destination spa resort.
Yeah.
20 acres of land. It's the former Woolworth estate of F.W. Woolworth. And just, you know, I just pause when I say that to realize that there was a time when my grandmother could not sit at the counter at Woolworth's, and now we get to live in his home, you know. So this speaks to where we've come, you know, as a people. You will never forget that you're at Akwaaba, and we remind you of that because of our branding.
Distinctive flavor.
It has that, but it also has a lot of branding. So our wonderful, luxurious robes have Akwaaba embroidered on the chest of the robes, and the hand pottery mugs that our guests have coffee from in the morning also say Akwaaba. The toiletries, they're all natural glycerin soaps, are Akwaaba brand soaps. The teas, I've custom blended the teas myself. They're all organic. I've mixed things like chamomile and mint in one tea bag. Those are Akwaaba brand tea bags.
What don't you do, Monique?
Oh,
like, you make tea,
I don't do anything that I don't want to do. And that's the key. That gives me the time to do everything I do want to do. So, yes, I have my hands in on a lot of things, but it's all things that bring me joy. Yeah. And I don't bother with anything that doesn't bring me joy.
Oh, man, Akwaaba Mansion was wonderful. We actually, when we came, we did not expect to have this experience. We heard about Akwaaba. We wanted to be at a bed and breakfast. We wanted to spend our money with our own people. But when we came here, the experience was absolutely wonderful. Monique is a wonderful hostess, and we just had an absolutely wonderful time here.
This is our first time as a couple. We've been married for 5 years now. We have 5 children, so this was sort of a getaway for us. I was not expecting to feel the warmth, the hospitality, just the love that is put in every nook and cranny of this wonderful place. I was not expecting it. I wrote their journals in the rooms that you can write down your experiences. It's just a warm place. And the food is wonderful. It feels like you're going to your cousin's house down south.
After having a little too much fun in Akwaaba, we headed to Brooklyn Eye Gallery to check out Brooklyn-inspired artwork and speak with the gallery owner and artist, Ray McGrath.